So the GOAT SypherPK has uploaded yet again another commentary Fortnite video, I guess you could call it. And I was really interested in what he had to say because me and him don't really see Fortnite on the same terms, at least from what it seems like. I made a video like over a month ago at this point on one of his older videos and how I just didn't agree with him at all. You guys seem to really like it. So I wanted to go into this video called Dear Fortnite to see if his opinions on anything has like changed, if he brings up anything new, stuff like that. I'm really hoping he'll go into a similar route as Courage JD did, which I also made a video on. So yeah, all right, let's get into it.
Dear Fortnite, after 8 long years, we're about to enter Chapter 7. And
We are, bro. Dude, that is so insane to me, man. Like, what? Honestly, a big part of me is excited, but also really nervous because this is easily one of the weakest chapters for me. Like, I haven't even played it in like 2 weeks. Anyways.
Current trajectory of this game, it needs to be a hit.
Yeah, it does.
In this video, I created a Chapter 7 wish list and some predictions based off of what we know so far. Because this
I've seen the leaks. The leaks have been crazy. Well, at least for the Simpsons season. That season looks crazy. But anyways.
There will be a make or break for a lot of people who enjoy this game. And the first issue that Fortnite is having is that the Battle Royale core game mode is still dying. But it is down significantly from its previous years. A lot more.
Dude, last night I was on Fortnite with my friends. And I saw Zero Build had like 100,000 players. But the normal like build mode only had like 40k. And I'm like, what the f?
But I do feel like Fortnite is at its strongest when the core game mode, the core of Battle Royale is doing well. And right now, it's honestly not doing that well.
Not at all.
But essentially, Battle Royale needs to see some refresh and changes to get people excited about the core gameplay. Overall, the future of Fortnite will be better if there's a bunch of different modes that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of players. But in order for that
but how do
to
we get
happen,
there?
The core and heart of Fortnite needs to be strong, and for a lot of people, that is Battle Royale.
I'm glad we see that the same way. He talked in his last video a lot how creative could eventually take over the Battle Royale mode. And in my video, I said if that happens, the game will see a significant hit in players. And based off the comments I got in that video, I think majority of the people agree with me. So I'm glad he brought that up.
There were some changes that could be made and some updates that could come to Battle Royale to make it better. First things first, it has been 8 years. The trend of Battle Royale has come and gone, but Fortnite is still here to stay, as well as some other Battle Royale games, although Fortnite is the biggest of them all.
By far.
First, in my opinion, if we look at the Chapter 6 map right now, it is just way too big of a map. It is
oh my god, please tell me he's gonna go in the direction that I think he's going in.
Massive map. No ninja. Like, it is huge.
Yeah, it's humongous.
Players, and out of those 100, maybe 30 are real, and that's being generous. There are so many spots on this map that I have never stepped foot in because of how big it is.
It's so big.
What changed? Because back in Chapter 1, we had 100 real players in every single game on a large map. Now we have anywhere from 10 to 30 real players on the same size, if not an even bigger map than before. So
it's definitely a lot bigger. I would say the Chapter 6 map is at least 20% bigger than the Chapter 1 map. I think that's a big weakness I think the Chapter 2 map and this current map has, where it is just way too big for the amount of people that is it, like the 100 players. So I think they need to make the map a lot smaller and a lot more interesting.
And I'm not talking about making it the size of Reload or Blitz.
That'd be way too small.
It definitely needs to be smaller than what the current Battle Royale size is. The other option is to go in the complete opposite direction and increase the amount of players that are on the map. Now, I don't know
how would that work though?
Infrastructure and coding allows for this to happen. It could cause too much lag, and I think that would be fantastic for the current size of the map. It would make the gameplay feel more exciting, more impactful, the wins would mean more, and it would just be an overall more action-packed game mode.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool addition. I think adding even just 50 more players to the core Battle Royale mode would make it so much more, what's the word? Chaotic and a lot more enjoyable. But they need to keep the map size the same if they're going to add more players. If they don't want to add more players, they need to make the map smaller.
I think at this point, Epic should be looking to change the formula and tweak things to make things fresh and exciting without taking away from the core of what makes BR fun.
Right.
Less bots, more action, more excitement, and a special feeling when you finally get that win. In Chapter 1, 2, and 3, the main storyline happened on the main BR map. And now that Fortnite has Reload and Blitz and all these different modes, it seems like the storyline is kind of vague and it affects all of the maps differently in some way or another, and it makes it a little bit harder.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know for a fact that I haven't kept up with the Fortnite storyline since like the beginning of chapter 3. That's when I completely dropped off. It felt like after, what was it, that one event with the mech robot in chapter 3. After that, it just felt like the storyline just dropped off a cliff and I just stopped caring.
Epic needs to simplify the storyline, make it to where even a casual player who doesn't really care that much about the story is aware of what's going on. I feel like the most recent live events, there always has to be some sort of explanation or top 5 gaming video that you have to watch that explains the event, and the players are just left scratching their head wondering what they just watched. And then
yeah, that was me with that exact event. That just showed that well, the season 3 event. I remember watching that with my friend, and literally at the end I said, what the f did I just watch? They also need to stop like exposition dumping in the like quests. Like, coming from someone who doesn't do their quests or challenges anymore, like, it is mad confusing trying to figure out what's happening on the map 24/7.
For the actual map changes and map that we eventually get for chapter 7, please, for the love of God, make it work with the Fortnite aesthetic. Fortnite is a bright and cartoonish looking game. That's the charm that it was. And while the graphics have improved, going so far away from that where the map completely looks ugly like a nuclear wasteland, chapter 6 is probably one of the worst looking maps I have ever seen in my life. I mean, wow, half the POIs were just like destroyed POIs. So
damn, Sypher. No, I completely agree though. I mean, to be fair, I think that's kind of the vibe they were going for, like an apocalyptic bug theme, I guess. But it 100% did not work at all. Like, it looked so ugly. I think this might be a hot take, but I think ever since chapter 5, the map and the graphics have looked absolutely atrocious. It's like they completely sucked all the color out of Fortnite and just made it look just so you know?
Fortnite needs to be clean. It needs to be clean. It needs to be aesthetically pleasing to look at. It needs to have bright, vibrant colors. You can make the graphics look great, but it still needs to look like Fortnite. Now, beyond Battle Royale, we need to talk about ranked mode. Ranked?
Oh my God. Wait. SypherPK talking about ranked mode? What?
Keeps people playing, especially the competitive and dedicated players. They spend so many more hours compared to a casual player. So having
and money,
a strong ranked mode is important, but it also gives the sweaty players something to grind and something to work at, which increases the play time of Fortnite. Ranked, in my opinion, right now is almost completely dead. It wasn't even
it's
really
horrible.
A true
it's worse than Arena. Like, I'll just say it right now. I've had the opinion since ranked dropped that ranked is genuinely worse than Arena. Like, they downgraded heavily. But, and I'm sure SypherPK will say in this video, they're working on a ranked 2.0, so hopefully third time's the charm.
And even with the changes that they've made to make getting Unreal harder, it doesn't really hit the same. The player count shows it. Ranked barely has enough players to fill the lobbies, especially across all the different regions.
Bro, even during peak hours, it takes like 5+ minutes to get a ranked queue in Unreal. Like, it is unplayable.
So I know Fortnite is working on ranked 2.0.
Yeah,
so
there it
ranked
is.
2.0, I'm hoping they achieve the ranked mode that's actually going to hook players onto the game and be a major success.
I actually heard that Clix bagged a meeting with like the Epic CEOs or something, and from what I heard, he mentioned ranked quite a bit. So I'm really hoping they take that advice and make ranked the best mode it can be.
Placement points need to matter so that you can get some stacked end games that feel like cash cups in tournaments.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
For players to lose their rank if they just keep dying off spawn. This will encourage people not to just W key over and over once they hit Unreal. Of course, there needs to be some sort of reward system where you're able to flex different skins or custom styles and edit styles. But at the same time, when you do add something like that, some players expect it to be handed to them because they don't want to miss out on cosmetics. And honestly, we need to retrain the players. Not everything needs to be handed to you and granted to you just because it's available.
Wow.
Some things need to be...
Wow. Okay, hold on. Huge W from Sypher here. What? I think the biggest issue in gaming right now is that these big corporations have the mindset of, let's appeal to everyone, even the people that won't actually play the game. And I think that leads just to a lot of really bad decisions and a lot of like hand-holding the casuals. Like, if you had a long day at work, you just wanted to sit down and play Fortnite with the boys and just chill out, that's perfectly fine. But you cannot expect the big corporation to hold your hand to a win. Like, yeah, I think that's a very good point.
Locked behind some time and commitment and skill to unlock. Now, if they're able to improve the storyline and make it simple, we need the live events to feel epic again. I don't want to watch a cutscene. I want to see...
Oh my God, that is the truest statement I've ever heard. The thing I absolutely hate about modern live events is that 90% of them is just watching a cutscene. Like, I took time out of my day to log into your game to watch a live event, not a high quality YouTube video.
The map change during the live event. I want to see big explosions and visual effects. We need that for Battle Royale, but we need to see map changes and things that actually affect the gameplay after the live event ends.
Dude, imagine if they were like cranking out bangers like the end events and the monster versus mech fight, like even now, that would be insanely impressive even nowadays. Like Fortnite was way ahead of their time during live events back in like what 2018 to 2020, but they just lost so much of that spark, and it's so disappointing to see.
If a big explosion happens or a rocket ship crashes onto the map, I want to be able to load into the next game and actually go see a new POI or a map that has been modified and changed as a result of what happened during the event.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm pausing so much, but I have a very distinct memory of watching the unvaulting event, watching the volcano erupt and destroy, what was it? It was like Retail Row and Tilted Towers. And I remember freaking out watching firsthand Tilted Towers get destroyed, like absolutely demolished. And then being able to fly into Tilted Towers right after it got exploded and see just the absolute carnage that happened. That was so cool to me, and we have never seen anything like that since then.
I think sometimes Epic like overthinks it with the live events, and they try to do unique things that doesn't really land with the players. And
bro, they try to do way too much, but also not enough at the same time. It is so confusing, and it genuinely pisses me off.
At the end of the day, players just want really cool music, really cool special effects, and big explosions, and we will be happy. Now, obviously, we expect new mechanics, like new movement mechanics that could affect zero build and build. But one thing that hasn't really been touched in a very, very long time is just the build mode in Fortnite. We've had wood, brick, and metal and the same edits pretty much since the beginning of the game until now. The only thing that's changed is that we have some quality of life features and we have simple edit, but I do feel like there's
easily one of the worst features they've ever added to the game. Like, I genuinely mean that. I hate simple edit with a passion. It is just the worst concept known to man. I genuinely think simple edit needs to be removed from the game. I get like it's a great accessibility feature for people who like are not great at the game. But like, if people are good at the game and then they take the time to get good at this, it is genuinely unfair.
An opportunity to add new edits or even new building types to improve and expand the building mode. Now, some people might not be a fan of this. They might think that that might change too much of what makes building special. But I feel like after 8 years of having pretty much the same building mechanics, it might be time to look into what can be added to add more skillful plays and more unique ways to use your builds and your edits. And then
okay. I think I get what he's trying to say here. But the thing about building, I mean, the thing that I really like about building is that it is a deceptively complex mechanic. It seems really simple on the surface, but there being only 3 building types and 4 building options. But when you take the time to try to master said mechanic, it takes hours upon hours upon hours to even just understand and be decent at, let alone the best of the best. Like, that's personally why I have gravitated towards just Fortnite in general. I always love mechanics that seem really simple on the surface but are really complex once you actually get to learn them. And I think if we start to flesh out the building concept even more, it could get too complicated, and that would scare away newer players even more. But I also don't fully disagree. I think that seeing like an updated mechanic to building would be really cool if they did it right.
Because to this day, people are still complaining that the Chapter 4 movement is way better than Chapter 5 movement, especially in build mode. I personally don't really care that much about the movement.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Aesthetic thing. And speaking of movement, I feel like the old vehicles had a little bit more charm to them, like the ATKs.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of these modern cars, bro. Like, it sucks that this will probably never change because it's literally like a monetary thing now. But like, oh my god, I hate the cars so much. Like, it would be so cool to have like hoverboards and shit back. Like, dude, it'd be so cool.
The hoverboards, the bars.
Literally.
These days, the only vehicles we really get are the cars and then the occasional movement items that come into the season. But we don't get those unique vehicles like we did back in Chapter 1. And then, of course, when it comes to UEFN, I know that this could bring a lot more players, but we need more improved experiences in UEFN.
Yeah, this is pretty much what he said in his last video.
I'm going to be taking an extended break right now. And I won't be back until the middle of November. And I know I'm going to be missing some stuff while I'm gone, but don't worry. I'm going to be back just in time before Chapter 7 because I have a feeling Chapter 7 is going to be amazing and hopefully...
Wow, Fortnite is such in the shit that they're having their biggest content creator take a break. Now, granted, this is probably well-deserved for Sypher. I don't think he's taken a break, literally since the game came out. But like, wow. I mean, that's insane to me. Honestly, I think this video is so much better than his last one. It feels very constructive and very honest, which is what I always want to see in these type of commentary videos, especially from someone as big as Sypher. And I'm really hoping they take all this advice from all these big Fortnite people now and make, if not Chapter 7, the entirety of Fortnite's future great again. Then I think Fortnite might just make the biggest comeback of all time. So yeah, that's it. See ya.